Welcome to the Music Reel. I'm Nicola Burton, your host, and today I have the great pleasure to speak to Brad Hosking. Now, he's the producer at Blind Boy Studio and the senior lecturer for the Bachelor of Contemporary Music at Southern Cross University on the Gold Coast. Now, Brad is leading the Business of Music. Now, it's a program that's in partnership with the City of Gold Coast. So, Brad, thank you so much for joining me today. First question, how are you going in lockdown?
Yeah, it's certainly been an interesting couple of months, that's for sure. We've with the bachelor degree in particular, that moved online really quite quickly after everything happened. So yeah, helping to move a whole bachelor degree to be 100% online was a task, but yeah, the team came together really well and did all that. But yeah, it's been nice to get some studio projects finished, and touring's obviously come to a screeching halt. So yeah, catching up on some studio projects has been really nice.
That's the thing about us, isn't it? We are independent, we're innovative and creative, and we're fast adapters. So when things like this happen, we just do whatever we need to do to survive.
That's it. There's no other way.
So I guess talk to me a little bit about this Business of Music program that you guys are doing with the City of Gold Coast.
Sure. So this whole program was originally born out of the music action plan for the city. So inside that, it was kind of discovered that there was a whole range of things that the Gold Coast could improve to help music within the local industry. And one of the things that in particular was there was nowhere for just everyday creative practitioners, or more specifically music practitioners, to upskill in areas of music business. So there's obviously like degrees that they could go and do, or study at the TAFE to do a program like that, but nothing real industry specific, and nothing just knowledge based. So that's where this program was born. So the way that we like to think of it is that it's a very industry current program, where instead of us kind of teaching at students and things like that, we kind of talk to the students and understand what their needs are, and then we build the program around each cohort individually.
Perfect.
And to do that, we invite a whole bunch of industry representatives and content experts and people that are doing it every day to come in and talk directly to the group. So students can ask those big dogs questions specific to their own music businesses, and be able to go and use that information straight away.
So when did the program actually start?
I believe the first one started in the second half of 2019. So the first course, I believe it was about, from memory, July or August it started last year.
Great.
And we're currently in our fourth cohort.
So now we're in this time of great unknown, and our ecosystem has just got this fog over it. No one knows really what it's going to look like. So how has that impacted how you will be delivering these programs in terms of you have no idea what's coming?
Yeah, well, that's right. I still think that the information that we're delivering and who we're getting in and how they're talking, it's very much still in the hope, with the view that the industry is going to open up at some stage, which we're starting to see in industry now as well. So the recording industry certainly hasn't slowed down at all, if not gotten busier for some labels and producers and artists who are at home and doing a lot of writing and stuff now. The touring industry obviously has been hit pretty hard, but a lot of tours are starting to come back online, being booked in from early kind of 2021, some even late 2020. So I'd imagine that once it does come back online, it's going to be a massive, it's going to be very, very busy for some people. But yeah, as far as delivery goes, we're kind of doing it all online at the moment, and taking into consideration, that's one of the main questions that gets asked to the speakers, as well as like, how have you been impacted by COVID? And the answer varies very much from person to person, but yeah, it certainly has impacted.
So, okay, so we've got this post-COVID world looming. We don't know what it looks like. What's your vision for a possible recovery roadmap, I guess, across the industry? Because you're so involved in it at the foundation level. You're training our future artists. So what's your vision, do you think?
I honestly don't think it's going to. Well, actually, I kind of think it's going to be changing for the better, in the fact that most artists now have found 3, 4, 5 months of a way to survive in this landscape without playing gigs.
Mm-hmm.
So when gigs are available, I think the public are hungry for it, so they want to come out and from what I've seen in some venues. So I was just in Sydney over the weekend, and a lot of venues that are allowed to have over 100 people, or allowed to have 100 people at a gig, they all have to be seated, number one, but they're actually having one band playing multiple sets to different audiences that night. So they might play three different shows at like 3.5 times what the ticket price is normally at, and they're selling out. So the artists are able to kind of play to the audiences that they may have, but they're like more than tripling their income from it, which is really cool, and the public is certainly supporting it. So as far as what's happening moving forward, I think that everybody's looking forward to just getting out there and doing it, and it's seemingly from the numbers that of the people that are actually getting out there and doing it, that consumers are ready for it. So I'm kind of quietly optimistic that the 2021 is going to be a fantastic year for the arts.
I think I'm hearing that across the board, is that almost 2020 is a bit of a write-off, but also this opportunity to, I guess, like you said, level up, reskill, retool, reimagine. And then 2021, everyone's just going to be so ready to get back out there. And I'm talking in terms of audiences. So I think I agree with your optimism, Brad. No, that's great to hear. And I guess finally, how are your students feeling when they look into the future of their career? How are they feeling after all of this has happened?
Well, I suppose what we're kind of drumming into them at the moment is like, now's the time to be working on your business as opposed to working in it. So getting them prepared, so when things do start to come back online, that it is they are already running, and rather than just kind of starting from scratch. So again, that's kind of optimistic and opportunistic, but I think that all the smart ones are doing that. But as far as our bachelor students are going, they're very keen to kind of get back into it as well. So they've adapted really well to doing everything online and changing the way that they do it, and even picking up new skills. So like performers and songwriters who had never done recording or production before are kind of forced to do that, because they've got to perform in front of a camera and then mix it a little bit and then get it out and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's forced some new skills to happen as well, which I think is really great.
No, I love it. And Brad, look, it's been great to hear your story, hear about what you're doing with these programs, and we wish you the very best with them. And look, thanks for talking to us today, and take care.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brad.